Hi, 8th graders. It's Valerie, and it's time for your March book talk. This month, we are going to be talking about two different categories of books. First category of books are going to be new books from 2020 that you may have missed, but they now have AR points. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information about each one of those books. The second category of books is going to be If You Like Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, then try one of these. So let's start with the new books from 2020 that now have AR. The first book is Beast Player by Nahoko Yuihashi. It is a book level of a 6.1 worth 20 points. As you can see, it is a Prince Honor book as well. Ellen's family cares for the fearsome serpents that form the core of their kingdom's army. When some of the beasts mysteriously die, Ellen's mother is sentenced to die. And that is Beast Player. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is by Suzanne Collins. You know her by The Hunger Games. This book has a 6.1 level worth 24 points. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes will revisit the world of Panem 64 years before the events of the Hunger Games, starting on the morning of the reaping of the 10th Hunger Game. And that's the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. Ichabod is by J.K. Rowling. It is a book level of 6.8 worth 10 points. And you know J.K. Rowling because she wrote all the Harry Potter books. As the legend of the fearsome Ichabod spreads terror in the peaceful kingdom of Cornucopia, best friends Bert and Daisy set out to discover the truth and bring happiness back to their kingdom. And that is Ichabod. Infinity Sun is by Adam Silvera. It is a book level of a 6 worth 12 points. In a world where some people are born with powers and some people take them, brothers Emil and Brighton Ray have been swept up in a supernatural turf war generations in the making. This is the first book in a new series, Infinity Sun. Undaunted by Kate Falls. Book level 5.2 worth 15 points. Lane barely survived her first journey to the forbidden, overgrown landscape east of the Mississippi River that was abandoned when a virus ravaged the United States. She knows what lies beyond the quarantine line, and it's time she exposes the truth. Hope this isn't too close to reality. Undaunted by Kate Falls. 96 Words of Love by Rachel Roy. Book level 5.1 worth 11 points. In this modern retelling of the legend of Dushyanta and Shakuntalala, 17-year-old Raya finds herself exploring her grandmother's past at a ashram in India. And that is 96 Words of Love. Punching the Air by Libai Zaboy. It is a book level of 5.7 worth 5 points. This book is a novel in verse about a boy who is wrongfully incarcerated. This book won this year's Walter D. Myers Award, which celebrates diversity in literature. And that's Punch in the Air. Only Love Can Break Your Heart by Ed Tarkenton. It's a 5.5 book level worth 15 points. After a mysterious double murder brings terror and suspicion to their small town, Rocky and his family must reckon with the past and find out how much forgiveness their hearts can hold. And that's Only Love Can Break Your Heart. The second grouping of books, as I mentioned, are the books that are similar to The Outsiders that you just read. And some of them you're going to see are by S.E. Hinton himself. There are other ones that S.E. Hinton has written that are even more closely related to Outsiders. However, our library's copies were checked out. The first one I'm going to share with you is Hawks Harbor, and this is an S.E. Hinton book. It has a book level of 5.1 and 9 points. Jamie Summers suffers various afflictions after he's bitten by a vampire. They become linked and remain that way even after Grenville Hawkes, the vampire, is cured and is no longer a vampire. And that was Hawks Harbor. The Chocolate Ore by Robert Cormier is a 5.5 book level worth 8 points. This is a powerful novel. It's about a young high school student who refuses to be intimidated by society and the people around him. The Chocolate Ore. The Pearl by John Steinbeck has a 7.1 book level worth 4 points. Kino, a poor Mexican pearl diver, believes he has received the answer to his prayers when his family finds a great pearl worth a fortune, but tragedy soon follows. John Steinbeck writes very similar to S.C. Hinton. Another Steinbeck book is of Mice and Men. Let's see. It is a book level of 4.5 worth 4 points. Friends George and Lenny learn for land of their own while working on a ranch in California's Salinas Valley. The next Steinbeck book, again, we have 3 of them today. East of Eden is also by John Steinbeck. It is a 5.3 book level and it's worth 34 points. This is a story of 2 families, the Trasks and the Hamiltons. The families are traced through 3 generations in a retelling of the biblical story of Adam and of Cain and Abel. So that's East of Eden. To Kill a Mockingbird is by Harper Lee. It has a 5.6 book level worth 15 points. 2 children witness the effects of racial prejudice as their father courageously defeats an innocent black man who's been accused of raping a white woman. To Kill a Mockingbird. And last year, Harper Lee actually finally wrote the sequel to this book. It's been out for many, many, many years. The next book is called Speak. This book is by Lori Halsey Anderson. It is worth 4.5 points, or it's a 4.5 level book, and it's worth 7 points. This, you're going to notice, is a graphic novel version of this book. This book is about a traumatic event near the end of the summer as a devastating effect on Melinda's freshman year in high school. So that is Speak. The Catcher and the Rye is by J.D. Salinger. It is a book level of 4.7 and AR points of 11. Something you really need to remember, guys, is when I say it's a book level of, say, a 4.7, the content of the book in most of these cases are either middle grade plus or upper grade content levels. They just have a lower reading level, okay? So Catcher in the Rye is a cynical teenager as he explains the events following his expulsion from prep school and a subsequent nervous breakdown. Catcher in the Rye. Notes from the Midnight Driver by Jordan Sowenblink is a 5.5 book level worth 7 points. After being assigned to perform community service at a nursing home, 16-year-old Alex befriends a cantankerous old man who has some lessons to impart about jazz guitar playing, love, and forgiveness. And that's Notes from the Midnight Driver. Jason Reynolds, that's the author of this book, is called The Long Way Down. Again, this is the graphic novel version of this book. It is at a 3.3 reading level, and it's worth 1 point. As 15-year-old Will sets out to avenge his brother Sean's fatal shooting, 7 ghosts who knew Sean board the elevator and reveal truths Will needs to know. So again, this is a graphic novel version of this book. You could always request the original book. Our copy was checked out. Another Jason Reynolds book, and you will notice that this one, and I believe Long Way Down, they both won Coretta Scott King Awards in 2 different years. This is All American Boys by Jason Reynolds. It has a book level of 4.9 and worth 10 points. When 16-year-old Rashad is mistakenly accused of stealing and Quinn witnesses brutal beating at the hands of the police, The boys' school, town, and country are all affected. All American boys. And the last book we're going to discuss today is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Hadden. It is a book level of 5.4 and it's worth 10 points. Despite his overwhelming fear of interacting with people, Christopher, a math genius, gifted but autistic 15-year-old boy, decides to investigate the murder of a neighbor's dog and uncovers secret information about his mother. And that is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. If you guys have requests, have your teacher go ahead and send me an email. I do have one book available that I'm going to send over for one of the students that requested it. Whatever you guys need, just let me know. If you want some of these books and you need another copy of them, I can put a hold on them or whatever else. And beyond that, I will see you next month. Actually, I'm going to be doing something new with you guys. Also, I'm going to be doing First Friday a chapter in a book. So I'm going to be sending that over with this video as well. So I'm going to surprise you on which book I'm going to start with. Have a great day.